Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first Self-Care Sunday of 2026. I'm so glad you're here. Um, in this practice for today and this week and the coming weeks, we're going to do a short reflection on our intention for the new year. And we'll also do an embodied intention practice. So we're going to begin like we normally do, just taking a moment to pause in our lives, to slow down a little bit. And just taking a moment to remember that you, me, none of us are alone in this, and that each of us are pausing, separate, but together, in our own time, in different places, different bodies, different lives. But in this moment, we can just take a moment, a pause to remember that we are practicing as a collective. I think about you, even if it's only one of you watching this, or 20 of you, or however many, that I'm practicing with others. And I also like to remind myself that I don't need to do this perfectly. None of us do. We don't need to feel any particular specific way. We're just simply showing up, and that is enough. So I just invite you to reflect on that and feel into that as I ring the bell. Take a few moments to feel your breath. So as we step into the new year, I want to offer a simple, gentle reflection. It's kind of a continuation of last week's practice of journaling. But so maybe you have that, if you have that practice still in your journal or that in your mind, you can bring that in. So what I'd invite you to do is think of your mind and your whole nervous system as a garden. Within this garden, there are many different seeds that are already planted, already present. Some of them are more active or even growing a little. Some of them are more dormant. And we didn't choose these seeds. They're planted early in life, just as part of being a human being with a mind and a nervous system, right? There are seeds like compassion and kindness. There are seeds like courage, steadiness, peace, joy, ease, contentment, curiosity, all of those things that we have at least some knowledge of, maybe some experience of as humans. There are also seeds like fear, criticism or self-criticism, resentment, jealousy, hatred, doubt, right? The thing to remember is that none of these seeds are inherently bad. They're all part of being a human being. We are not robots, right? We are humans with all sorts of a huge garden of feelings and experiences and emotions and thoughts. But the thing is that the seeds that receive the most energy and attention, the ones that we care for the most, those are the ones that will grow. So this practice is not about getting rid of anything. It's just about noticing what we're feeding, what we're watering, and what we want to water, what we want to tend to. So for this year, or even just for this season, I invite you to choose one seed that you'd like to focus on watering or tending to daily. Not as a goal, not in the normal sense of goals, not as something to achieve or fix in ourselves, but just as kind of a quality of being you'd like to return to regularly. Especially, this can be so helpful, especially when things feel challenging or messy in life. Can also be really helpful just on those like ordinary days where we're just going through kind of the mundane tasks of life. It can be super helpful to have something to come back to remind us, even in those kind of boring, mundane things, how do we want to show up? So you might choose something. There might be something that comes to you as I'm talking or that's pretty clear to you. Maybe it's steadiness, trust, patience, compassion, gentleness, softness, love, courage, presence, possibility, right? There's no one right choice. And it's okay to, try one on, and if it's not, doesn't feel like the right fit, to change it if you need to at any time, if you're pulled in a different direction. I want to also offer another option that I have been introduced to in certain settings, and that is to write a bunch of different words on pieces of paper. And I would say, let yourself go pretty expansive with the number of words and the kinds of words. Maybe you include satisfied, worthy, possibility. I already said that one. Yeah, just let yourself be creative. Creative is a great word to include, right? Maybe you need to do a little search online to come up with ideas and write your words on a bunch of different pieces of paper and then put them all in a basket so you can't see what they are, fold them or whatever. And then just choose one intuitively and let that be what guides you into your words. So you're not really thinking about it. It comes from like a more intuitive place. So however you're going to do it, I invite you to pause, and I'm going to just take a moment here and let everything pause. Maybe you want to pause the video and do your process. Either meditate a little bit on finding your word, getting clarity about your word, journal about it a little bit, or do some sort of more random process or intuitive process where you are choosing a word so that the word arises from somewhere other than your logical thinking mind, right? And then once you're ready, you can come back to this and bring that word gently, that word, that intention, into your body. We're going to do a little bit of a meditation, embodied meditation. If it feels okay, allow your hands to rest where it's comfortable, maybe on your belly or lower ribs. Maybe you put one hand on your heart, both hands on your heart. Whatever feels comfortable to you and comforting. You can also just let your hands rest at your sides or on your lap. And then invite soft belly as you breathe. So we're not forcing the breath. We're not moving the muscles really strongly, not trying to control our breath. Just allow the belly to gently expand on the inhale and release and relax on the exhale. Feel the breath moving in and out like a wave, like a slow tide. And then you can choose how you bring the word in, but silently name this seed, this intention. You may say it quietly both on your inhale and your exhale. You might add the words I am on the inhale, and then your word that you've chosen or that's been chosen for you on the exhale. And just sit with that for a few moments, noticing if your body responds in any way. Not trying to force anything. Maybe there's a softening. Maybe there's curiosity, a little wondering. Maybe there's a little more space. Maybe there's nothing or not much at all, and that's okay. We're not trying to create a feeling in our body. We're just sitting with the word, with the intention. And letting the nervous system sit with this quality, however it's showing up right now, even if it's just for a few brief moments. And then I invite you to start to end the practice, taking one more breath, knowing you can come back to it at any time. You don't have to water this seed constantly. You don't have to think about it all day. But it can be really helpful to put a simple reminder somewhere into your day and into your space. It can be very powerful to do that. So maybe you write it on a piece of paper and put it on your refrigerator or on your bathroom mirror or next to your bed or by your computer, someplace that you'll see it in your daily life. And just allow, when you see it, for there to be a moment of pause, a presencing yourself to the word, just checking in with it, seeing how it's showing up in that moment. Doesn't have to be anything profound. There doesn't have to be any sort of big shift. It's just something to remind and to check in with, a reminder to return to your garden, tending to this quality or this intention that you want to water and grow in this coming year. So I appreciate that you took the time for this. Thank you for choosing care for yourself and care as a collective. May we all see the seed be watered and given sunlight gently over time, each in our own way. So I will see you next week for Self-Care Sunday. Until then, may you find things that support more peace in your life and in your relationships. Take care.